Well, hello, my next level friends. Welcome to the Artist Next Level podcast. Today, I'm going to take you behind the scenes on my latest body of work, which I'm doing a huge virtual release. I'm going to take you behind the scenes on how I'm doing it, what are the steps of what I'm doing, and all the moving parts behind it. So don't go anywhere. It's going to be awesome.
Resources, inspiring interviews, business practices, and practical advice to take your art career to the next level. Join Sergio Gomez in today's Artist Next Level and get ready to take control of your career.
Well, my friends, welcome back again to the Artist Next Level podcast. It's always a pleasure to be here with you every week, kind of bringing you something new, some new ideas, some of the things that I may be doing, working on, conversations with other artists, curators, marketing experts, etc. So I hope you've been enjoying the podcast. And today, I have also a super cool episode in which I'm going to take you behind the scenes, step by step on the different things that I am doing on my newest release. So kind of like to give you a context of kind of what's happening right now. This is at the time of this podcast recording. It is Monday, August 24th. So all, since the pandemic came mid-March here in Chicago, and then, mid-March I didn't do much work. It was all confusing, probably like everybody else. So mid-April, I started to kind of working on a new body of work, and all the way until August. So all the way until last week, I actually finished the last piece. So it's a collection of 16 new paintings that I did throughout this season. This is a series that I call Living. It's a pandemic painting series called Living, like, of life, living. Not living of I left, but living of being alive. and it's all about, this whole experience that we all have, kind of a collectively come to understand as this pandemic had totally changed the world, has taken the world by surprise, and everything that has come with it. Kind of this starts my series with making sense of this idea of death and sorrow, and then all the way to celebrating life and the beauty of life and the next generation and so many beautiful things, right? That, life is still keeps going, it keeps kicking, even with everything that's happening in the world. Life is still something worth celebrating. So that's what the series is all about. And all these 16 paintings ranging in size from small 8 by 10 inches to the largest one. It is, it's 84 inches by 72. So pretty big, right? And everything in between. Most of them are kind of mid-range, 2430s or 1824s, but a couple big ones and then a couple small ones. So that's the whole series. And what I've been doing for this series is I've been very careful about not sharing the whole series as works are finished. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'm sure you have seen a few here and there that I've been posting once the pandemic began, and then, here and there, but I haven't shared the whole series. What I've been sharing a lot is the process. Like sometimes I do a video of me working on a painting, or I post a detail, things like that, so that people know that I'm working on something, that something's coming. And I started, working on a kind of a whole calendar about, this release. So my goal with the release is to share this body of work with my audience and also with a new audience, to sell the work, of course, as well as a result of all my marketing efforts that I'm going to be doing and I'm going to be sharing with you, and make a huge release for this, particularly now that we are still kind of isolated, and there are no big gallery openings and not big crowds, not big art fairs. So there's one thing that we all have is the internet, and everything that I'm doing for this release, purposely has been created and designed for a time as this, right? Using the latest tools that we all have access to, all of us as artists, to make this possible. So the steps that I'm working with are the steps that I teach in depth inside the Art Next Level Academy. So if you are in my Art Next Level Academy, you're a member of my academy, you know that you have all these steps in depth. I share with you also my marketing calendar on how to release, or how to work towards an event, whether it's virtual or in person. So you have all the steps, how to post each day and so on, up to 4 weeks before the event. So that's exactly what I've been doing. And this podcast, I'm going to share a little bit of that. And of course, if you would like to learn how to do this yourself and have all the tools and all the help necessary to do this yourself, we have that available inside our Next Level Academy. Just reach out to me. I'll send you a direct link where you can join us. So just go to www.theartistnextlevel.com/join, and you can join the academy where you can learn all this all in detail. But what I'm going to be doing is, my release day is this Wednesday, right? It's this Wednesday. So by the time I recorded this podcast, a lot of things have already happened in my marketing in preparation for Wednesday's release. So I've been posting already on all my social medias about this release. I've been getting a lot of messages and comments from people who are beginning to to anticipate the show and the release, and others who are paying attention to what's happening. Well, the whole point of the virtual marketing calendar is to start bringing attention, right? So people notice what I'm doing. It's no use if I do a big release, big release, but then I just post a couple times, and then I try to make a lot of big deal the day of my release, and that's it, right? It just won't work, because if you know how social media works, when you post something, doesn't mean everybody saw it. Just a small fraction of people actually see it. Less than 10% probably will actually see your post. So that means if you have 1,000 people following you on Instagram, when you post that announcement, maybe if it's a good day, 100 people saw it. So that's why you want to have a marketing calendar that shows you that, brings you into building the attention, right? Building the attention that you need so that people know what you are doing, what you're working on. So in my marketing calendar, I've been doing that for the last 3 weeks, which started with, writing the text for the show, what's it about, how to talk about the show, what are the ideas behind it. It's not just making the art, but also thinking about the concept, thinking about how I'm talking about it to my audience, so that they begin to also get interested and excited. I have to show the excitement myself. If I'm not showing the excitement, why would anybody else be excited about it, right? So I have to do that, and I've been doing that. So there will be a release on Wednesday this week, Wednesday, August 26th. So if you're not following me on Instagram or Facebook, make sure you do that right after the show. Or as you're listening, just go to Instagram, follow Sergio Gomez Art. You'll find me right there. And on Facebook also you can find me, Sergio Gomez Artist. But so the release will have different parts. So one part is something that I'm super excited about, which is a 3D virtual exhibition. It's a 3D virtual experience where you can use your phone or your computer, and you will be able to walk virtually through a show. Perhaps you have seen others, right, that have done that before. It's nothing new. It's something that others have done, other galleries have done, and I did my own, and it works great. And actually inside the Art Next Level Academy have a whole video on how to do that. But I have created the virtual show. It looks fabulous. Each of the works is also connected to an online page where the artwork can be purchased right there from the click, because otherwise, it's hard to make sales if people come and see this beautiful show, but there's no way to click for them to make a purchase, So how they won't remember to, okay, I saw this show, I really like that piece. They won't remember to go to your website. Now start looking for that artwork, and good luck for them finding it and then making the purchase, right? Nobody's going to do that. Unless somebody's like super, super interested. But if it's hard to do it, they'll forget. They won't do it. So the virtual exhibition includes very easy ways to purchase the art, so that somebody likes a piece, they can just click on it, and boom, takes them right into the sales page that will close the deal for me, right? So that's one part of the virtual experience. Along with that, I'm also doing a catalog. So there will be a hard copy catalog that people can buy and get in their mailbox, right? As a hard copy, beautiful 12 by 12, full color, amazing looking catalog. And also there will be a digital version of it that people can download for free initially as an offer. The first week I'm going to give it away for free. So should you follow me on Instagram, you can learn how to get my free digital catalog or a hard copy of it. And then I'm going to have also as an upsell later on, before the show ends, the catalog also signed by me, which I'm buying some pre-order, some catalogs, sign them, putting some specific additional kind of pictures and stuff like that I may gonna be able to offer them as a special thing later on. So that's gonna be pretty cool too, right? For somebody who might want a signed catalog with a beautiful dedication, etc. So that's what's also being part of this whole package, right? That I'm doing that. Then all the work, of course, will be on my website, and it will be also on my gallery website that's representing the work, 33 Contemporary Gallery, which is my own gallery as well. They will be managing all the sales, and that they will go through that channel. Now, I'm working with a gallery, but you can do this without a gallery. You can do this yourself. You can just, as long as your artwork is on your website, on a dedicated page for the entire series. And the whole thing is not just to build up the show to the date of the release and then just forget about it, but rather than continue working your audience after that. So after the release of the show, I want to have other additional programming, virtual programming, of course. I'll do some lives. I'm going to do Zoom gallery walks, in the show for those who may want to come and check that out. Gallery talks, through Zoom, for those who may want to view the show online with me as I walk through the gallery virtually and talk about the pieces, right? So again, providing also additional programming for that. So that's another part of that. I'm going to be using also Facebook and Instagram ads to people who visit my website and who visit the sales page, again, to continue engaging with that audience that's really taking the next step at looking at the work and so on. So these are all these moving parts that are part of this big release of my series called Living, right? And I'm very excited about it. I'm super excited about this whole thing. Wish me luck because the release is coming just a couple days. So it's been a lot of making sure that all the pieces are in place, that I'm putting all my attention this week to my release. So the reason I wanted to share this with you is to kind of show you and share with you, the importance of working yourself, a marketing schedule, figuring out when is a good time for you to push and when is a good time for you to pull, right? I've talked about this many times, push and pull, right? You cannot be promoting every single day and say, hey, buddy, buy my stuff, buy my art. You can't do that, right? But you can be very proactive in your calendar when you have those seasons in which you say, well, this week or whatever 2 weeks, I'm going to really put all my effort, all my attention into a big release and promote it really heavily. Then you can do that. And that's the whole point of kind of like this conversation. Everything that I'm doing for my release is using the tools that we all have available to us, right? All of us, social media, my website, MailChimp for my email list that I've been building over time for the last few years. And I'm going to be using that, of course, as well for the promotion of the show, which already started, also for some pre-sales, which I'm also promoting, and also as a follow-up and things of that nature. So, that's a big part of that, my email sequence. I'm using MailChimp, which is totally free, with up to 2,000 emails. And let me tell you, you don't need, thousands of emails to make sales. In my Art Next Level Academy, I have artists who have just a few hundred followers and they're making sales, right? So you just gotta be able to know how to, be engaged with them. Now, part of that too is also the tools that we have, within your social media platforms, like the live, Instagram stories, Instagram reels, using all the different parts of a platform so that you get the most visibility, because some people may see you on stories, others may see you on your Instagram post, others may see your Instagram reel, right? So don't assume just because you posted it on your wall on Instagram, people saw it. Let me tell you, there are people who never scroll anymore. Now they just swipe on their stories because it's more fun, and it's up to the minute, and they are going in 24 hours anyway. So, they spend most of their viewing time on the platform in stories because they're fun, they're great. Also, you got TikTok, you got all the other platforms that you may be working an audience. This, when you do a release, that's the time where you're going to put all your effort into it. So I recommend, if you're gonna do something like this in the next few months, I recommend that you give yourself some space. Don't do this while your cousin is getting married and you are participating, right? Or if you have a big event, or you have guests in the house where you won't be able to put effort into it. I meet so many artists who says, "Oh, Sergio, I did a release or something, but I kind of screw up. I didn't put that much on effort." So of course they didn't get good results because they just said it. They didn't put good effort into it. So that's why you plan it, you put it in your calendar, and you get ready for it. And one of the biggest things that we do every year inside the Next Level Academy, you probably hear me talking about it every year since I started the podcast 4 years ago, is the Small Works Ourselves Challenge. So I'm going to say save the date because that's coming up mid-September. Save the date for the Small Works Ourselves Challenge. If you're looking at improving your sales towards the end of the year, I walk you step by step, week by week, on a program, that will take you, with everything that you need to increase your sales, promote a series of small works at the end of the year. Now, you might say, so why small? Well, because it's a great entry point, and also it's a great way to get attention. If you have larger work to sell, that's wonderful, because a lot of people, just by the attention that you create, they are curious, they come in, and now they also see your large work. So it's not exclusively for small things, it works for everything, but it's great. I'll be talking about that, later, maybe a couple of weeks from now, once September kicks in, how you can be part of that. Just wanted you to put in your calendar, right? Small Works Challenge runs from mid-September all the way to the end of November. It's 10-week program, which is super cool. Hundreds of artists have taken it. I've been doing it myself as an artist for the last 7-8 years, and then bringing other artists along with me for the last 3. And it is always amazing, always super fun. And it's great to see other artists also do great with that as well. So, my friend, as I wrap it up today, kind of giving you what's happening right now here and the excitement that I have as soon as I'm done with this podcast. I'm going to continue working now. I'm uploading all the artwork to the platform where I'm going to be running all the sales, which another part of it, which I forgot to mention, is after I do the whole release and the whole show, blah, 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 then I'm going to be releasing later on also digital prints, which will be available from some of these works. So first, I'm promoting the whole series as a visual show, and then from all the momentum that I build up and all the people that visit my website and so on, which are being tagged through Facebook Pixel, then I will be able to retarget later and say, hey, guess what? You visited this show. Now I have prints available if you like the work. So it's a great offer for those who cannot afford my work. It's not cheap. So they'll have that option of getting a small print that they can put in their home, and be happy with that. So I hope this episode kind of helps you or kind of gives you a little kick to start thinking about, when is my next release? When can I work on something? Or maybe save the date for the Small Works Ourselves Challenge to work with Sergio, or whatever you might want to do, again, where you can put all your effort, all your attention, and that big release, and really get your work out there. Particularly times like this where access to galleries and everything else is kind of limited. This kind of gives you a great opportunity, and all the tools are out there for all of us to grab. So thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Hope you have an awesome day. Please reach out to me through social media, particularly on Instagram at Sergio Gomez Art. I always answer all my messages that I get there. Just be patient because I get a lot of them, but I always answer them, as well. I'll be happy to engage with you there as well. And please just share this episode with all your friends and consider giving us a review on iTunes as well. Have a great day. Goodbye.
Check out our website at www.theartistnextlevel.com, where you will find our podcast library, learn about our upcoming webinars, find resources relevant to your career, and much more. Thanks for listening to today's podcast, and we'll see you at the next level.